Hey yo, thanks for tuning into The Source, your source for celebrity news. Check this out. As you know, two people who have been in the news a whole lot recently are Donald Trump and P. Diddy. I mean, they both got their separate things going on. But the question is, what happens when you bring Donald Trump and P. Diddy together to do an interview? Watch this.
Puff Daddy, I'm an entertainer. I entertain people no matter what time of day. Whether you like it or not. I'll go all day, all night.
I will tell you that you do fantastically well. It takes a tough guy. Hey, it takes the brains and it takes the this.
Yeah.
But it also takes a toughness.
Yeah, I'm going to bed like 4 o'clock.
Well, I really like you. And I would tell you if I didn't. And by the way, I think at a certain point, everyone will.
We all human beings, and a few people were saying I was this violent character. Just because I was breaking people's jaws and arms. And look at me. I'm like, I made a mistake.
Well, everybody's going to get in trouble. It's a question of how do you get out of trouble. Mm-hmm. And I did it by working smart. More importantly than anything else is by using my own brain. I'm not in any trouble, and I'm doing well, and I'm making money.
Well, you're making the same mistakes that I am. You may just be able to hide yours a little bit better.
Perhaps not. I don't know. See, one of the problems with politics and politicians is that you really can't have done very much wrong, and that means you can't have done very much. And I wouldn't have an intention of running for president, and that's a shame, because that's not the way life should work, I feel.
Well, that's what people can't understand.
Yeah.
We can't be judged by man.
Well, he's done a fantastic job, at least as far as my stuff is concerned. I've done great for the casino business. All 3 of my casinos were rated 4 stars by the Mobile Travel Guide, and they're the only casinos in the United States that are so rated. I built the Taj Mahal, and it's...
I think I'm an enormously successful businessman, too. Maybe the greatest of all time. And I'm going to make something good out of it.
Exactly right.
People are going to be mesmerized.
Oh my goodness, why was that so weird? And why were they just staring at each other like that? I mean, that right there was mad awkward. And yo, my man Trump was like, God did a fantastic job as far as my stuff is concerned. And then, did you see Trump's face when P. Diddy was like, he's the best businessman that ever lived? Oh my goodness, Trump was just over there looking at him like, yeah, okay. I am done. But did you hear the advice that Donald Trump gave to P. Diddy? He's like, it's not whether or not you get into trouble, but it's how you get out of trouble. Very interesting and telling. Now, one dude who has proven over and over again that not only does he know how to get into a whole lot of trouble, but he also knows how to get out of that trouble when it comes to his wife is Kirk Frost. Because the other day, news started spreading that Kirk Frost did Rashida dirty again. Now, after the news spread that Kirk Frost was out in these streets, Little Scrappy jumped online and he was like, listen, women like Rashida and Yandy never leave their men when their men are out in these streets cheating because Rashida and Yandy are real women. Check this out.
Nah, Rashida ain't never leaving Kirk. I talked to Rashida and Yandy last night. Them ain't never leaving them, man. They real women. Real women don't leave they men, at all. They know what? They know the future. The future is go far and beyond these weak they leave they They want to be on their own. They think they strong. Okay, be strong. You feel what I'm saying? Be on your own. Raise all your kids. Do everything. And that just be like, and then you get a worse in the end and you got to die with that. You know what I'm saying? Or you just leave it and you just by yourself anyway. You know what I'm saying? I feel like some of these women, they need to be by themselves. You know what I'm saying?
Be for real about the grass ain't green on the other side.
Yeah, the grass ain't green on the other side. That motherfucker there's another side.
Anybody you deal with, it's gonna be some shit that you don't like about that person. It's just the things from person to person that's gonna be different. So it's like,
and Buddy married right here.
Yeah. Folks be sitting around there looking for upgrades. You dig? The day you lay off be the day you pay off.
I'm telling you. And I tell him all the time, I don't give a fuck what you go through with your wife.
What you tell me all the time.
Fuck you feel me? I don't give a fuck what you go through with your wife. Stay with your wife, because I wish I would have stayed with mine. You know what I'm saying? I wish I would have goddamn grabbed her arms and tied them up and just we gonna stay together. But I ain't that type. You know what I'm saying? I already know. You already know. I ain't finna force. You know what I'm saying? I ain't finna force nothing. I try to for a minute, but if it don't work,
Oh my goodness, Scrappy is like a little boy in a grown man's body. Anyway, can somebody please tell Scrappy that whether or not a woman stays with her man after he was outside double dipping in somebody else's kitten has nothing to do with whether or not she's real or not, and it has nothing to do with whether or not she's weak or strong. It's simply a matter of whether or not she's willing to forgive his indiscretion or not. And some women just can't get over that disrespect, and others cannot get over the fact that their husband violated their vows. So if a woman decides to stay or leave her husband after he cheats, it has nothing to do with whether or not she's strong or weak. On the other hand, real men don't put their wives in a position to have to decide whether or not to stay or leave, because they know what they have at home, and they're not willing to risk that by going out to every barbecue and trying to put their hot dog in everybody else's buns. Listen, let me know in the comments, do you agree with Scrappy when he says that real women stay with their husbands when they cheat? Let me know in the comments. And while you're down there leaving a comment, be sure to like and subscribe to the channel. But while we're on the subject of cheaters and cheating, when the game appeared on the Tacos and Shawarma podcast, he revealed that if he was really in love with a woman and she cheated on him, he would probably forgive her and stay in a relationship. Check this out.
Yeah, so what I'm trying to say,
the kitchen is not hot at all.
Oh my goodness, did he just say that women are programmed to be more relationshipable? Anyhow, you know something? The game is over there talking a good game, but I'm not quite sure that I believe him, because usually men are the first ones to say that women should stay in a relationship if their man cheats. But you let those tables be turned around and you let that woman go out and cheat, and that same man is like, oh my goodness, I'm out. How could you do this to me? The violation. What kind of human are you that you could go out and touch another human while you were in a relationship with me? Yes, that's usually how it goes down. I mean, the double standard is ridiculous. Listen, let me know down below. Would you forgive your partner after they cheated on you? And also, is it easier for men or women to forgive their partner after like a case of infidelity? Let me know that in the comments too. Now, check this out. The other day, Rollo jumped online to let everybody out there know that ever since he's gotten out of prison, he's not playing games. Instead, he's playing Monopoly because he has purchased himself a condominium and a plaza in his neighborhood. And Rollo also says that by the time it's all said and done, he's gonna have constructed mad new houses and a skyscraper.
Guess what? I got years ahead of you. You see that plaza? You see that plaza? Not now, black man in the city of Atlanta did that. Now, by himself, without an investor, nobody did it. Nobody did on a whole full condominium and a plaza at the bottom. Me. Who you know did it? Who you know did it? Fresh out of prison. I ain't been out of prison a year. I ain't been out a year, baby boy. Who you know did it? Nobody. So obviously, Sorrell Rollo Davis knowing the right thing better than all the that you see. Oh, he number one. What he doing? He ain't over here in the hood. I'm over here right now. He's over here right now smoking a blunt in front of me. Let's see this time next year what's going on. I bet you see a house right there. You see that? God, what's up? Stupid. They got my cousins. I bet you see a house right there. And you're gonna see a house right there, and you're gonna see a skyscraper right there down there, bitch. You're gonna see it right on over there. You're gonna see, except some of the 14 years.
Now, after Rollo jumped online to disclose that he's down there in Atlanta getting his real estate mogul on, mad people jumped in the comment section, and one person said, I respect it, but lately he's been talking too much. And then somebody else was like, amazing how these guys from prison get the fast track to ownership. Crazy times we live in. And then after that, somebody else came through and was like, who's he in competition with? Listen, if it's legit, I respect it. But Rollo better be easy, because if he knows like I know, after he dropped this video, the feds are over there wondering how a rapper who never raps is over there making paper like that. And they're over there running background checks on that paper trail to see if it was the money from trafficking that pot that brought that section block and lot. Look, hopefully it's on the up and up, because we definitely don't want Rollo to get locked back up. Now, peep this. If you're like me, you woke up this morning and you were like, I wonder what Sharpe is doing this morning. Oh my goodness, Unc was over there getting it in the other day. Now, after Shannon Sharpe accidentally went live on Instagram and gave us a very strong 4th and long with 1 minute and 16 seconds left on the clock the other day, a whole lot of rappers, including Rick Ross, had something to say. Watch this.
Shannon Sharpe, now, we forgive you because we know you old niggas don't know how to work that technology. You was vibing with your little Sean last night. You were trying to film it. And when you tried to sit that motherfucker down on that little dresser, that motherfucker went live.
Alright, so after Shannon Sharpe accidentally went live with the XXX audio, he did his show Nightcap with Ocho Cinco, and Shannon Sharpe said that he was extremely embarrassed because he tries to carry himself as a professional even when he's in his own home. Shannon Sharpe said that he's never used Instagram Live, so he doesn't know what happened. He also said that he's a grown man that does what grown folks do, but this time he threw his phone down before giving Michelle that chunk of unk, and it accidentally started recording.
Was not staged. Came in, threw my phone on the bed, engaged in an activity. I did not know IG Live. I've never been on IG Live. I've never turned IG Live on. All of a sudden, my other phone is going off and people are calling me FaceTime that I've never talked to a day in my life on FaceTime. And it didn't, I'm like, why are y'all calling me FaceTime? And after a while, Jamie, and he says, Shannon, you on IG Live. I'm like, doing what? I'm like, so now, Ocho, I say ask for patience. He said they can hear. And now I'm starting to get agitated again because you called me and say I'm on IG Live when I know I didn't click myself on IG Live. And he said they can hear me. I said, hear me doing what? He said, sounds like you were having sex. I run my account, but Jordan being the good Samaritan, the good soldier that he is, Jordan the one that cut it off. Because hell, I didn't even know it was on. Jordan cut it off. Jordan put the message up. And then after I called my agency, I called ESPN after it wasn't a prank. It was me being a healthy, active male. I mean, y'all thought I was bull jiving. Hey, I'll get it in. Real talk. Hey, come on, man. He barks hard, Ocho. I hit one early this morning. Phone rings. It's Cat. Cat Whale. What's up? The first thing out of his mouth, guess what he said, Ocho? You ain't gay today?
Now, after Shannon Sharpe gave that very innocent and plausible explanation, a whole bunch of people were like, nah son, we ain't buying it. Because if you accidentally threw your phone on the bed, then how in the world did we see the floor and the ceiling?
There's something suspicious about it, but if
okay, we'll start there.
Yeah.
So he says he came in, he threw his phone down and took care of business.
Correct.
But you don't quite believe that.
How many steps does your phone have to go through to go on live, right? So that's number one. You have to go through quite a few steps. And he said he's never done live before.
Right.
So it's not like it was something he was about to set up and do and he forgot. And then number two, you can see the floor. So you can see the floor. So it's like, what was your phone actually on? This is my private detective eye. But here's, I just feel it's suspicious.
So you think he intentionally, you think there's a possibility.
Absolutely.
That he may have done this intentionally.
There is a possibility. I just feel like there's a couple of things that happened that seemed suspicious.
Now, she's not the only person who thinks that audio tape was a little sus, because a lot of people have said that they believe that Shannon Sharpe intentionally dropped that audio because he was sick and tired of people speculating and dropping rumors talking about he was gay. For example, after Shannon Sharpe gave that explanation, a whole bunch of people came in the comment section, and one person said, he needs to stop. He's too old to be lying like this. And then somebody else was like, stop playing, Shannon. You knew. And then, last but not least, somebody else came through and was like, boy, bye. You were tired of the rainbow rumors, and you did it on purpose. Listen, like I always say, I could care less whether or not Shannon Sharpe is part of the Rainbow Coalition. But what I want to know is how long did it take Michelle to get him out of those skinny pants? I mean, those jegging sweatpants is mad tight. So it took Michelle like 20 minutes to get those skinny little pants off of him before they could start the session. Oh my goodness.
They call you got a lot of young cats rocking you, bro.
They do, man.
Bro, they like you too. They rock with you, bro.
Okay. All right, I guess
you gotta stop wearing them tight pants too.
Oh my goodness, Offset tried to tell him. Anyhow, let me know in the comments, do you think that Shannon Kim Kardashian Sharpe knew what he was doing when he dropped that video? Was it an honest mistake? Or do you think that Shannon Sharpe staged that to make people stop spreading the rumors and believing that he's part of the Rainbow Coalition? Alright, so that brings us back to the diddler. As you know, the other day Dawn Richardson from Danity Kane and Diddy Dirty Money filed a lawsuit against P. Diddy for SA and battery. Now, in her lawsuit, Dawn claims that Diddy verbally and physically abused her, locked her in a car for hours, exposed her to his exploits, which included him and his boys running a train on his assistant, and Diddy failed to pay her for her royalties for songs that she wrote but he stole. Now, Dawn also says that one night she was at dinner with P. Diddy, Cassie, Jimmy Iovine, Usher, and Ne-Yo, and she says that during the dinner, Diddy just hauled off and punched Cassie in the face. But nobody did anything. Instead, Jimmy Iovine, Usher, and Ne-Yo just watched Diddy mollywop Cassie upside the head. Then they looked down and kept eating their food like nothing ever happened. Okay, so after people read that portion of the lawsuit, a whole bunch of people chimed in to share their thoughts. And one person said, but what does this have to do with her? Did he punch her? Still confused. And then somebody else was like, this is getting interesting. Usher knows everything. And then after that, somebody else came through and said, some people be scared to get involved to help stop abuse. They get the same beating as women if they say something. And then after that, somebody else came through and was like, but didn't she witness it too? I don't think it's fair to call out others. Listen, this is what I think. I think that if a group of men are in a room and one of the men starts like abusing a woman in that room, those men should at least try to break it up. I mean, you don't look up, watch him punch her in the head, and then go back to slurping your soup. I mean, real talk. If this incident actually occurred the way that Dawn says that it occurred, then Usher, Ne-Yo, and Jimmy Iovine are all corny as cuff. Because it's not like Diddy is Mike Tyson back in his heyday and they had to be worried about getting knocked out too. I mean, Usher and Ne-Yo are big enough and strong enough to at least stand up and assert themselves and be like, nah man, that's not gonna happen on my watch. And if he didn't stop, they should have at least hemmed him up and put his corny behind in like a headlock or like a sleeper hold. But once again, this just goes to show that a lot of these celebrities really place idolatry and money over decency and morality. Listen, I was thinking about this after Dawn dropped her lawsuit, and I'm like, you know something? If all of these people really want to hit Diddy with the knockout punch, then what they need to do is this. Everybody who Diddy SA'd really need to sue Diddy on the same day. I mean, real talk. Since Diddy likes to give people tricks and treats, what everybody needs to do is make October 31st Sue Diddy Day. I mean, if you have a legitimate lawsuit, don't just be out here suing Diddy. But anyway, could you imagine on October 31st, P. Diddy wakes up, he puts on his clown suit, and he goes downstairs to the door, and when he opens that door, there's 150 bazillion lawsuits? Because at this point, it's not who did Diddy SA? The question now is who didn't Diddy SA? See, Diddy's different. You can't just throw a few pebbles and rocks at this dude and expect him to fall down. I mean, you saw what he said to Trump. These dudes know how to get out of trouble. So, you gotta nuke this ninja. Listen, let me know down below. Do you think that Dawn is right for calling out Jimmy Iovine, Ne-Yo, and Usher for doing absolutely nothing when Diddy punched Cassie in the face during dinner? Or do you think she was there too? What did she do? They could say the exact same thing about her. Let me know in the comments. Also, let me know, if a group of men are in a room and one of their friends starts abusing his woman, is it their responsibility to jump in and break it up? Let me know what you think about that too. And last but not least, the other day DJ Academics jumped online to call out Kendrick Lamar for accepting the invitation to perform at the halftime show. DJ Academics basically said that not only is Kendrick Lamar a hypocrite, but he's also a sellout for accepting the invitation. Watch this.
The same Kendrick who built an entire career up to this year, not only just cultural values, but we're standing for the plight of black and brown people. You got announced as a headliner by an institution that has been heavily criticized for disrespecting the voice of said black and brown people, the NFL. That niggas wasn't rocking with the NFL because by and large, all their owners and even the commissioner was like, y'all niggas stop kneeling. It's kind of interesting how, bro, niggas say you already won the battle. Why the fuck you still? How do you, Mr. Self-Righteous, I call you hip-hop Jesus because that's how people look at you. A few years ago, Kendrick Lamar, you were the same nigga who were basically saying, I stand with Colin Kaepernick. That was you. Colin Kaepernick stood for black people against the NFL and also against for anybody else who was opposing his voice when he was speaking out against the inequalities of black and brown people when it comes to deal with police. You're the guy who showed up on award shows in chains. You're the guy who, even on the third verse of Not Like Us, you talked about slavery. You're the guy who's talked about oppression, So it's so ironic that when the people who you're now partnering with, who you were standing pretty much against because you were with Colin Kaepernick, now they've given you the Super Bowl performance, you've now done a classic Jay-Z move. Folk, it's what magicians do. Look here while I could hide it back here.
Okay, so first off, nobody looks at Kendrick Lamar like he's Black Jesus. So, I don't know what in the world Academics is talking about. But, here's my question. How come some black people like Academics don't know how to simply say, congratulations? I mean, very simple. One word, 5 syllables. Congratulations. I mean, you don't know what Kendrick plans to do. You don't know what statement he plans to make. But you're over here making something out of nothing. I mean, Academics is a freaking op. And guess what? I'm not getting ready to go down this road of divide and conquer with Academics. Because guess what? When one black man wins, we all win. So, congratulations to Kendrick Lamar. See, what we need to learn is that sometimes we just need to be happy for each other. Just need to be happy. Nothing more, nothing less, just happy. Listen, let me know what you think about Diddy and Trump's one-on-one conversation. Little Scrappy saying women like Rashida and Yandy don't leave their men when they cheat because they're real women. Not like you fake women who cut and run after your man goes out and gets himself some alternative buns. The Game saying that if he really loves a woman and she cheats, he's not leaving. Rollo saying he's out here getting his real estate on. Shannon Sharpe saying his IG live was a mistake, but people saying Unc, that IG was staged. Dawn Richards suing Diddy and also name dropping Usher, Neo, and Jimmy Iovine in her lawsuit. And DJ Academics saying that Kendrick Lamar is a freaking hypocrite and sellout for accepting the invitation to perform the halftime show at the big game. Let me know what you think about all of that in the comments, and while you're down there leaving a comment, be sure to like and subscribe to the channel and share this video with your friends. Hey yo, thanks for tuning into The Source, your source for celebrity news. Peace.